Hello Dollar General friends! In this video, we're going to look at a lot of visuals from two different categories of items that will be dropping in price to 90% off on Tuesday, October 28th. The first half of this video is going to be visuals of the Yellow Dot Spring and Summer Accessories category, and then the second half of this video is going to be visuals from the Lawn and Garden category. The Yellow Dot Spring and Summer Accessories does include a few different fidget toys, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now. I would recommend, if you're looking for these, to make sure you check the regular toy aisle in case your store still has the display that was shown at the very beginning of the video. A lot of stores in years past and this year have put the Yellow Dot toy display over near the toys. So then when it gets marked down to 90% off and when it goes to a penny, it's still sitting over on the toy aisle because they're not thinking about those Yellow Dot fidget toys when they're trying to pull Yellow Dot Spring and Summer Accessories. So it's a good item to hunt for that employees tend to forget about. You also will want to check wherever your store has random toys. Usually, especially at Christmas, there's at least a couple of sections in your store that are going to be full of random toys, and sometimes the Yellow Dot fidget toys get mixed in with the regular toys. So definitely check anywhere that your store has toys. The seasonal ones that have different shapes on the labels, those are the ones I'm talking about here. And then the other Yellow Dot Spring and Summer accessories, which are actually accessories like purses, earrings, hair bows. There's a few different places you want to look for those. Some stores do actually have sections where they keep accessories and things, usually near wherever your store has clothes, like socks and t-shirts. Sometimes stores have an actual 4-foot section where they put out hats and purses. Definitely check there if your store has that section. If your store doesn't have that section, then you're just going to want to check the seasonal aisle. More than likely, you're just going to find this mixed in near wherever your store is starting to put out Christmas stuff. Wherever the Halloween stuff is, that's where the last bit of summer stuff is going to be squished over to the side. And you might find some of this Yellow Dot stuff over there. And then sometimes you find the Yellow Dot items in random obscure places. I have found small displays of earrings near the register, so definitely keep an eye out for accessories when you're at the front of the store checking out. You definitely want to check the makeup aisle. Wherever your store has makeup and hair accessories, usually at the bottom they have kind of a display shelf where they'll put extra things that don't have a spot. And a lot of times, some of the seasonal accessories will get set down there at the bottom of the shelf, and you'll end up finding full bins of hair bows and keychains and things like that, and score them at amazing prices. So you definitely want to look there while this stuff is 90% off. You should make sure you pay attention to clip strips. Clip strips are the plastic hanging displays that are randomly put down aisles that usually end up in your way when you're trying to shop. A lot of times they will put purses and hats on clip strips like that and hang them on the side of aisles near seasonal stuff, near the toys. And a lot of times if stores are packing up seasonal items, they won't notice these clip strips. So definitely make sure you're keeping an eye out for things like that. I scored a lot of penny purses last winter because they had put them on clip strips and then forgot to pull them. And then I want to say, if you see a bunch of Blue Dot accessories, that's the new winter items. Definitely still dig around and see if you see any of the Yellow Dot items mixed in. When the new accessories come in, they just kind of get mixed in with the old accessories because there's only so many spots in the store where they can display items. So if you find a bunch of Blue Dot stuff, you might get lucky and just find the leftover Yellow Dot items mixed in with it. But do be careful when you're just grabbing a bunch of stuff because sometimes they will put out a purse for winter and it is the exact same purse that they put out for spring, but one will have a Yellow Dot and one will have a Blue Dot. Even though they're the same bag and they have the same price, only one of them will be following the clearance markdowns. That can end up being pretty confusing. So just try to make sure you use your app to scan things to see what price they're ringing up, or at least make sure the tag does have a yellow dot and not a blue dot when you're grabbing some stuff. Now I want to talk about the lawn and garden items for a minute. Lawn and garden items are usually pretty straightforward, but there's also a few things that are confusing, just like with every other category. For one thing, when it comes to flower pots, more often than not, the larger ones will remain at full price, even though they are clearly gardening items. But sometimes you will get lucky and find some of these smaller pots, and they will follow the markdown process, so they will be ringing up 90% off. This is definitely one of those categories where, just like any other time you're shopping at Dollar General, the first thing you should do when you get there is open up your Dollar General app. Make sure you have your location set on the app to the correct address of the store that you're going into, and then use the barcode scanner at the top of the screen to scan your items to make sure they're ringing up the price that you think they're supposed to be. When it comes to the lawn and garden items, things can get really tricky and confusing. Besides the flower pots, dirt is super confusing. They usually have smaller bags of dirt that will follow the clearance markdown prices. They will be 90% off this week. But if you find larger bags, a lot of times stores will sell that year round, so it will still be ringing up full price. So basically, if you see gardening items, most of them are going to be 90% off, but there are always some exclusions. There's always some things that don't ring up what you think they should. So just definitely be aware, make sure you scan items. And then what may also be super confusing is the grilling items are considered a part of lawn and garden. So any grilling tools and accessories that you see, aluminum pans and grill brushes, those things are included in lawn and garden. So they're going to be 90% off this week. There are a ton of items going to 90% off this week, so I'm going to try to make as many visual videos as I can. I hope this video helps you out. Let me know in the comments, are there any lawn and garden or yellow dot items that you're really hoping to find? If so, I hope that you find all the ones you're looking for this week, and I hope you get a great haul of penny items because there's lots of penny stuff to look for this week too. Until next time, bye!